Hello, this is Amanda Olson, and welcome to my final project summary for Info 244. My instructor is Dr. Vicki Steiner, and I'm so excited to talk with you about my LibGuide for this final presentation. I chose to do a LibGuide because number one, I've never made one before, and I thought what a great experience this would be. And two, there is a specific need at my local library where I work, where a LibGuide helping patrons to understand and know how to find novelists would be an excellent resource for them to have. So that's why I decided to create this LibGuide, and I'm happy to share this with you right now. So let's get started. Goals and purpose. This is a really fun part of the creation process. I wanted to define my role specifically to help in the creation of this LibGuide and to understand my target audience and what I can do for them. So this one was pretty easy because I am a reference desk assistant librarian for the adult and teen section of my local public library. Um, Goals for this LibGuide and this project were to educate patrons on what novelist is and where to find it. All current library card holders at my public library do have access to the service, but many don't know where it is. Hence, I also want to make sure they know how to access Novelist at our local library. I also want to make sure there's a list of relevant keywords and novels and authors so that we can have something for my patrons to get started with. Sometimes what's difficult is just knowing where to get started, so that's a helpful little page there that's included in my LibGuide. My target audience, I've already talked about them a little bit, but they're definitely city patrons at my local public library, and particularly I work with a lot of women ages 12 to 60 plus, looking for a specific genre of fiction. They want squeaky clean romance. Some want them not even very fast paced. They like slow. So that's what this LibGuide is going to provide for them. The initial LibGuide. Okay, so when I first created my LibGuide, I'll be honest, it was not very professional and it was kind of hard to use. Those initial processes, you just have to kind of throw information on the page and start seeing what works, what doesn't. But it became obvious that even though I had a specific target audience in mind, I needed to do more research to find out what their needs were, which is why working as a reference desk librarian, I was able to ask questions and get a lot of feedback from real patrons to help me understand how to create a good LibGuide for their user experience. The wording needed to be refined and clarified on the LibGuide, and overall it was just too complicated and it needed to be simplified. So that's what the initial LibGuide looked like, and it was the starting point for what was to come. Testing and implementation. Okay, so this is where the magic started happening. Again, I work at the reference desk at my library, so I had access to my target audience, which really helped in refining my LibGuide and making it user-friendly. I was continually asking questions and finding answers to what my target audience was looking for, what would help make things easier for them. I would adjust those answers and add them to my LibGuide by applying what people were looking for and how to make things more user-friendly. Something that came to mind was adjusting font sizes. Again, a lot of our users are seniors, and so small text just was not very good. I needed to increase the font size. I needed to make the wording very detailed. With younger users, you can assume that they understand certain elements of technology. With senior users, not so much. And so to make the experience better for them, detailed wording was definitely needed. I also needed lots of pictures. It really helps for people to visually see what steps to take and what to click on, so it will help them navigate the LibGuide as they step through the guide and perform their searches in Novelist. And then just, it is an ongoing process, like technology changes, people's needs, we become more aware of what their needs are, and so truly it is an ongoing process. Testing and finished website. So this is the fun part where everything just kind of came together for the final part of the project. I was able to successfully complete my LibGuide for clean book searches using Novelist. This LibGuide included lots of pictures. As previously mentioned, my target audience is not necessarily tech savvy or library jargon savvy, so a lot of pictures with step-by-step how to do this and how to find that was really needed. So I made sure to include lots of pictures in my LibGuide. I also wanted to make sure that I did not forget a single step in the process. Again, don't want to bog people down with lots of jargon and don't want to assume that they know things, because chances are they don't. So it's important that we put every step in there as possible to give them a good user experience and to make it as user-friendly as possible. Part of that was just making sure to explain everything. Again, you just can't assume that people know things. You have to treat it like you're talking to someone who's using this for the very first time, because chances are they are using Novelist for the very first time. I also wanted to include prompts for when patrons needed to log in and what information they needed to have ready at login, such as their library card number and PIN, and also, where to find Novelist if they're an Orem Public Library user. So again, lots of pictures and just to show them how. And as previously mentioned, wanted to use wording that was not technical or library exclusive. This is about the patron and making it a good experience for them. So thank you for watching my presentation and for viewing my LibGuide, and I appreciate you very much, and have a great one.